How do you price services for a car detailing business? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain how I come up with my prices and how I help other car detailers come up with their prices as well. So first of all, you have to remember, pricing isn't just about what you charge, it's also a reflection of the value you provide, okay? So the customer also perceives the cost of something and relates it to the quality of that thing, okay? If something costs more, the customer has a perceived value, quality has increased, or the quality is just better, okay? What do you think a $150 detail is as opposed to a $1,500 detail, right? There must be so much more that goes into the $1,500 detail. It must be so much better. It must be 10 times better. They must do all sorts that just a reflection of the price, right? Well, not necessarily, okay? Because the price doesn't actually mean that the service is overall better, but the perceived value is. Now, you have to remember that when coming up with your prices. Customers associate price with quality. But before we set any prices, we need to know how much things cost us, okay? And that is indirect costs related to the business and direct costs related to the business, okay? Now, let me explain. Direct costs, what it costs you to actually detail a car. Now, this could be, the amount of chemicals you use, could be wear and tear on the machines, it could be the gas that actually gets you there, things like that. Now, indirect costs are things like marketing, your software subscriptions, insurances, things that aren't directly related to the actual service that you provide, okay? Once you understand these costs, then you can have an idea, a bit of an estimate of how much it actually costs you to detail a car and how many you need to detail to cover your costs each month. I like to work things out in a monthly basis. Let's say you're just starting, right? You're not going to have many overheads. The best thing about a mobile car detailing business is you have effectively no overheads apart from the travel. You don't really have any expenses until you actually start working. So once you work out these costs, then you can understand, a base price that you need to get to. Let's say it's like $50 per car as a base price, and that's including indirect and direct costs, all right? So that means you can't charge anything less than $50 to cover all of your expenses. Okay, the next thing you need to talk about is how much you value your own time. Yes, that's right. You do have to pay yourself something. You do have to account for your own time. Your time is valuable. In fact, the biggest expense in a car detailing business that's solely operated by one person is that individual's time. So if you are out there detailing cars, you're the only person in the business, your time is the biggest expense, okay? Because your time is valuable. So you need to come up with a minimum wage, so to speak, that you want to charge yourself, okay? Now this could be like $20 an hour, $25 an hour, it could be $50 an hour, or something along those lines. It could be, you could work it out on a daily average. It doesn't really matter, but you definitely do need to account for your own time. So let's just say I want to earn at least $300 for myself per day. And that's just a wage I'm going to pay myself. The rest of it will be, if there's profit, will go back into the business. So that means we've got $350 in expenses on a daily basis. Okay. So that means I need to essentially clean at least 2 cars that are valued at $300 each, or 1 car that's valued at $1,500. Okay. So there you can see the difference and sort of get an idea on how you can price your services according to your cost. But that's not the only thing you need to do, because next you need to have a look at your market, okay? And that includes your ideal customer. So customers, the demographic in your area, okay? People in your area, local people in your area. You need to find out about them, learn about them. What do they value? What do they do with their cars? Are there people that are buying ceramic coatings? Are there people that only go to the car wash? Who is your target market in your area? And then who is your ideal client as well? Who do you want to service? Maybe you see a gap in the market for ceramic coatings. No one's really offering them, but people do value their cars. In that case, then you can start, pinpointing those clients with your marketing and start generating those leads and actually start becoming the main service provider for ceramic coatings, paint enhancements in your area, and actually can monopolize essentially your area and control the price because you're the only one offering these services. Now that comes down to marketing, communicating the value, all sorts of different things, but that's a possibility, okay? If no one is offering ceramic coatings in your area, that provides a gap in the market for you to move forward and control that market. Okay. The next thing you need to look at is your competitors. Okay. So who are your competitors in the area? What are they charging? Okay. Are there others offering ceramic coatings, paint enhancement services? What are the car washes like? I mean, we're not really setting up a car wash business, but it is good to have an idea of the nearest car washes, the type of people that are going there. And then once you have an understanding of your competitors and how they price their services, then you can position yourself within the market. You can use them as a reference and then determine where you want to sit. Now, one big thing I say you should not and never do is undercut the market. Do never start just because you think, oh, I need to get clients, I'll just charge cheaper than the others. You're hurting yourself. You're not only hurting your business, you're hurting the industry as a whole. Undercutting the market is a no-no. I do not recommend that at all. So the next thing you need to look at is the location that you live in, okay? Similar to sort of like the market around you, your clients, like the ideal clients around you. You know, are you in a good location? Are you in a big city? Or are you in a small rural town where there's not much competition? You know, there's not many services available. So have a look at your location because that can determine the prices you charge. If you're in a big city and there's lots of competition, the prices are generally going to be more expensive, okay? If you're in a rural area, there's not much awareness around car detailing, people aren't aware of it yet, then, you know, you might have to start out pricing your services slightly below the average just to start creating awareness, and then you can build up and increase your prices as the market becomes more aware, okay? And like I mentioned earlier, you need to find out who your ideal client is. Who do you ideally want to service? Is it going to be mums with big minivans and lots of children with messy cars, okay? Or is it going to be luxury, you know, professionals that own luxury cars, Porsches, Ferraris, Audis, BMWs, you know, where you can start charging premiums for, you know, high ticket services, okay? Now I can kind of have a feeling that most people want to be on the latter because why? There's two main reasons why, okay? Number one is you don't have to do as many clients. Okay, think about it. It'll take you three $300 details to get to one, you know, a $1,200 detail. Okay, so you don't have to do as many clients. And number two, the clients are way better to deal with, way better to build relationships with, and they just value your work way more. They're not going to pick out every little thing you missed, as opposed to a lowballing client who's only looking for the cheapest deal. The next thing you need to do is understand the condition of the vehicle. Okay, because prices can fluctuate. There's no set and forget price, okay? Prices are constantly fluctuating. The condition of the vehicle will determine the price. So I will never actually give out a price to the customer. I will give them a price range if they really ask, but ideally I'll go and inspect the vehicle with them, and then I will determine the price after seeing the vehicle. And this is the best method because you're face to face with the client, and it's, you know, 9 times out of 10 you're going to lock them in for your best service. As long as you can communicate the value and the benefits, they will buy from you. So now I want to talk about the 3 to 5 core service method, okay? Well, core service strategy. And this basically means that you only need to offer 3 to 5 core services within your detailing business. And then you can upsell products later on, services later on, okay? But this method is easy for the client because it streamlines your services. It doesn't make the decision process overcomplicated. It's easy for you to remember what you have to, you know, sell at the same time and what you have to offer. And also, it's decision fatigue is a well-known thing. It's a true thing. That's why McDonald's does it so good. You go into McDonald's, there's only a few items on the list. Sure, you can add add-ons, but essentially, you know, the only items on the list are like the main items that they sell. And the same rule applies for a car detailing business. You don't want to overcomplicate or overconfuse things. Make it very simple. 3 to 5 core services is a very good method to go by. So then you can upsell after that. So let's say your core service is paint enhancement, ceramic coating, $1,100, right? Now you can add on maybe an interior deep clean with a ceramic coating to the leather, or maybe you can add on headlight restoration, or maybe you can add on, you know, these other services, engine bay detailing, or a longer duration ceramic coating, maybe a 5 or 7 year as opposed to a 2 or a 3. Okay, there are other methods to upsell in this industry as well, which will just increase your overall revenue, increase profitability. And also one thing to know is like you're not actually just selling the client some scammy upsell service. You're providing more value to them. And that's what you have to remember. So if you liked this video, please comment, subscribe. And also there's a link in the video description if you want to learn more about how to start and grow a 10K per month car detailing business. Check that out.